like, nah, I got the better parlay. Argue about the spread, it's a fierce debate, but when it comes to Wildcats, they align their fate. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums.
All right, guys, the Blitz is back. I'm Charlie Winkle here with Anthony Roberts and Josh Onan. It is another episode of the Blitz the Bookie podcast, and it is week 13 of college football, week 12 of the NFL. 2 weeks left in the college football season. Kind of fitting, if you ask me. 2 weeks left, two teams, in my opinion, that have rose above the rest of the group. Give me the best coach and give me the best roster. Y'all can have the rest of them. I know we talked last week about, was 12 teams the right amount of teams? Should we have more? Should we have less? Just go back to the BCS. All we need is 2 this year. Everybody else is playing for consolation.
Not so fast.
And then in the NFL, the Patriots, the Broncos just continue to keep winning football games, trying to pump up the AFC after the Blitz the Bookie just fried the AFC last week and talked about how bad they were. Jacksonville puts a smackdown on the Chargers. The Bears are 7-3 and in first place in the NFC North. And are the LA Rams the best team in the NFL? Another jam-packed show at Blitz the Bookie.
No doubt.
Josh, Anthony, how we feeling?
Feeling good. College football is getting down to the nitty-gritty. Feel a little bit different than Charlie does on that there's 2 teams. I think it's wide open. And watching the NFL, one week you think it's this team, the next week is you think it's that team, far as being the top team in the NFL. I feel like I've been on 5 different number ones of who I think the best team in the NFL is. So it's whoever peaks at the right time. But it's a fun time to be a sports fan. You got college basketball going on. I'm not a big NBA guy, but I watch a little bit. So just a lot of sports, a lot of fun, man.
Josh, how you feeling, big dog?
2 weeks left. Kind of makes me sad.
I know, it does.
2 weeks
dude.
of college football left.
Well, we do got Army-Navy, so if you want to call that, but it's a standalone by itself. So
You do got the playoff, though. The playoff goes on multiple
playoff,
weeks. It ain't just a.
I mean, just 2 weeks left. You know, my 15th week here at Blitz the Bookie, and, you know, college football season's closing out quickly. So I'm excited and sad at the same time. You know, a lot of teams I like are moving in the right direction. Let's get the show on the road.
No doubt.
Let's do it. Let's start. I know we haven't probably done this in a couple of weeks, but touchdowns and fumbles. I'm going to go ahead and say my touchdown.
Hold on. We're not.
We got to do it.
We got to address the elephant in the room real quick. I had to stop you. You were going to forget what we had to do.
We all did have one fumble last
We got to all, as a group, on one fumble. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah.
I'll say it because y'all don't want to, because I'm the closet U of L fan here. But we all missed the UK U of L game. We're not happy, but we'll address. We did a TikTok live where we took our medicine.
We did fumble that one.
We fumbled the bag. We were on TikTok live for 2 hours taking the heat.
I don't run from my predictions.
No.
Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. Just so happens that we were wrong against our rival, and it kind of sucks, but is what it is. Early November game in college basketball, not worried about it.
Regular season means very little in college basketball.
It does.
All right, that's all you get.
That's
all you get. Look, my national champion pick, even though I did fumble on Penn State because I kind of wanted to pick them, but I rode with the dogs. I rode with Kirby. I've been sitting here debating all year, maybe Dan Lanning's, maybe Kurt Signetti, maybe no. Kirby, best coach in the country. It's pretty obvious. They're one of my 2 that I mentioned earlier. Give me the best coach. I'll talk about the best roster later, but go Dogs. They're still winning games. I know Anthony will say they got lucky in a couple. Maybe they did. You got to get lucky sometimes. Matter of fact, I'd argue that a national championship team has never went through a season and not got lucky at some point.
Oh, I agree with that.
The Dogs right in position to – I'd actually argue that it'd probably be better for Georgia not to play in the SEC championship, but that's a whole nother argument. The Dogs sitting right there with a chance to win another title. Kirby's the man. Gunnar Stockton's balling, and go Dogs.
I don't have any touchdowns, so go ahead and do it.
Right. There's a couple different things I was going to decide on. But I'm gonna go to this because I took a lot of heat from this from a lot of people, and I took it all year, and I think they proved all year their record's bad. But I've heard people say, "Oh, they're done. They've quit." They played Ole Miss up. It's Florida Gators. Like, what, they're good, but their record's no good. But I'd heard from anti-UK fans or even UK fans, they had quit. They were done. They weren't no good. Hey, they all but beat Ole Miss. They got beat, but it was right down to the wire. They've showed it all year. They're a good team. It's just life in the SEC. They were a little bit off this year, and if you're a little bit off in the SEC, good luck. I mean, from top to bottom, there's no off weeks. And so if you're just a little bit off, you're going to lose games. And that's the Floridas and Auburns of the world. They would be good in any other conferences. They're not that bad of teams. But in the SEC, you got to bring your best every week. And but I stuck with that, and I'm kind of proud of that because I feel like a lot of people just thought they were bums. And I think they proved time and time again. You know, they all but beat Georgia. People said that because Kentucky whooped their ass. Well, guess what? We're only getting started.
You had to find one more time to slide that in there.
That's right.
One more time. He's like, 2
left.
weeks left. Got to find one more time. Slide that
Flagway,
in there.
baby.
So you ain't got no touchdowns? You're just all turnovers this week or what? All fumbles? Threw some picks or what?
I mean, the team I've been riding with all year, Texas Tech, continues to thump people. I really like them. I mean, I'll continue to pick them as long as they're still in it.
Who they got the last couple weeks? Anybody good?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
No? I'll look it up while you're talking.
My two teams that I rode at the beginning of the year were Oklahoma and Texas Tech. And I hopped off of Oklahoma against Alabama.
That shit sucks, don't it? I hate when I did that last year on a couple teams. I hate that shit.
Old love for Alabama, who I've always enjoyed playing. You guys have heard me before. I'm not a SEC homer, but I've always been a guy who roots for greatness. And that's why I've always liked Alabama. I liked USC when they were good. I've watched Ohio State, not necessarily cheered for them, but I like great teams, and I like when a consistent team wins it. I love the dominance, the consistency. And when I took Alabama last week over Oklahoma, Mateer hadn't been playing well. Me and Anthony has talked about this. You know, Oklahoma took advantage of a lot of short fields on Saturday.
Longest drive of the game was 40 yards by them.
Mateer did okay. He played well enough to win that ball game. And I heard another thing that kind of made me go with Bama is I heard a stat where before Mateer hurt his hand, he averaged 303 yards of offense a game. Since he had hurt his hand, he'd been under 175. Yeah. And I thought that was going to translate again to Alabama, which it did, but he never had to drive the ball down the field to have to get a total of 300 yards.
Alabama blew that game. They dominated that game on paper, on the field. But that's what happens. That's college football for you. And Kalen DeBoer needs to learn how to coach. I tell you, if I was Alabama, I'd be wanting to run him out.
Not Alabama, but Charlie mentioned this last week, and it came up in a lot of talking points on the radio and ESPN and wherever else you're reading and listening. But Alabama still can't run the ball.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a problem.
They probably got the best passing game in the country, but can't run the ball. And I think that's where Oklahoma benefited against Alabama and Tennessee is both of them are really, they're passing teams. And I think that's a team Oklahoma really thrive against with that pass rush.
And then I got one more fumble. Just take my medicine on Notre Dame.
I didn't think you'd ever do that.
Yeah, well.
Save the date.
Pitt's not any good. Notre Dame kicked their ass. I'll take my medicine from the Irish. Send me your messages, your tweets, your TikToks. But Notre Dame is peaking at the right time.
They're rattling them off, and they're getting in the playoff.
They are. Once they get in the playoff, then I'll bet against them again.
Didn't they do the same shit last year?
Yeah. Notre Dame and Alabama's probably been better to me than anybody this season, as far as betting goes. Both of those teams won me a lot of money this year.
But yeah, a little regrets on my Notre Dame and Oklahoma bashing this week. Taking my L.
All right. Well, my fumble, I was going to go with USC I do think USC is good, and I probably called them soft just a week or two ago. But I'm going to switch lanes a little bit, and I'm going to say my fumble was that I said Ohio State's the best team in the country because they're not. Go Dogs, baby. Go Dogs. I was wrong on that. Look, Ohio State, I know they're undefeated. And maybe they are the best team. I do think they've got the best rosters. But I'm going to say Georgia's better. They've had a harder schedule. They've been tested 3 times as much as Ohio State. Ohio State's good. I think they might have the best roster top to bottom. But they ain't the best team. The Georgia Bulldogs are the best team in the country. Anthony?
I don't agree. But my fumble was Texas. Look, I got on DeBoer, and I don't know if I would run DeBoer out. My problem with DeBoer is this. Me and Charlie talked about right before the game, how does Oklahoma move the ball? Because they have no running game. Alabama has a great pass defense. DeBoer's got to know at that point. You see this from good coaches, okay? They're not going to be able to move the ball on me. You go to your quarterback and say, hey, Ty, we're going to play super conservative today. We're going to get some points, but we're going to play super conservative. We're not going to make no mistakes. The only way they beat us is if we give this game to them. We feel like they can't score on us. So that's what you do. You go in with a very conservative game plan. You put together some points. You play your defense you know you can shut them down with. And if that don't work, you adjust during the game. If they start scoring points, you adjust. But that was our mindset. That was what happened on the field. Oklahoma's longest drive was 40 yards, and then the other drive was 30 yards. Alabama dominated them, doubled their yardage up, doubled their first downs up. But DeBoer don't understand. This is not the Pac-12, okay? This is the SEC. You got to be able to grind games out sometimes. And as bad as he is, I will put Steve Sarkisian in there. That's my fumble. I've been with Texas. I've stuck by them because they've been good to me. I feel like they have a lot of talent. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's Arch Manning. I think it's Steve Sarkisian. They're spending all that money down there. There's no way they shouldn't have better wide receivers than that. I'm going to tell you, there was a lot of plays. I think Josh said there was 4 drops that Texas had. So many plays, wide receivers just gave up on it. As much as Charlie's super high on Georgia, I think Texas, once that onside kick happened, dude, you looked at Steve Sarkisian, he was like a deer in headlights. It's like he's always one step behind. Steve Sarkisian's got to go. He's got to go.
Did you look on the other sideline, see how Kirby looked?
Oh, he was pumped up, son. Kirby's the man. You know I believe that. I believe Kirby's the man. I don't think they're the best team in the country, but I do love Kirby, and I think this is one of his better coaching jobs, and I love what he's doing. They were super talented, really high-ranked guys, and I knew they'd get better as the season went on, but he took them, and he's kind of going the old-school approach of trying to build guys in-house, and I like that, and I hope he's successful doing it.
Yeah, watching that Texas-Georgia game, I thought Arch had, back to being pro-Arch, really rooting for the kids still. He's my lagway. But I really like Arch. I thought he'd been playing really well, and I think I texted these guys. I was watching that Texas-Georgia game, and there was 4 first-half drops that were huge.
Dude, they had touchdowns, dude.
And then in the second half, there was a receiver that gave up on a route, or somebody ran the wrong route. That wasn't on Arch either, that interception. It looked bad, because it looks like he threw it exactly straight to the safety or the defensive back.
I went and watched the replay of the Ohio State game, Texas and Ohio State, because I needed something to gauge Ohio State on, because I've been trying to think, are they the best? And I don't think they're the best no more. But there was drops in that game, dude. I mean, I don't think it's all Arch. I really don't think it's all Arch.
I thought he'd really been playing well the last 2 weeks. And then Saturday happened.
Miscommunications between a quarterback and a receiver can make a quarterback look awful.
No doubt.
I feel like you see it at least once, every week.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's in NFL or college, but it can make a quarterback look like
and there's
shit.
probably stuff we don't even notice.
And a lot of just your average football fan, it looks like the quarterback threw it right to the other team, and you're like, what the hell?
A lot of times you'll see the quarterback going back to the sideline. He's looking at this receiver. He's like, you should have went this way.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go this way.
Yeah. It's really bad when you got a freshman quarterback or not, a young quarterback. Arch would be fine. He's going to develop out. I'm not saying he's some superstar, but I think he'll be a nice little quarterback.
I agree there.
Real quick, before we move on to these games, Texas Tech only has 1 game left.
I looked that same thing up.
They're at West Virginia. It's on the road, but West Virginia is not good this year. And they've already got their extra game in, so they only got 1 game left. This is it for them.
Yeah,
and actually not this week. It's
next weekend.
In 2 weeks. So they got to bye.
Yep.
That's a late bye. Second to last. That's kind of weird.
And it's weird if you look at the slate. A lot of teams are playing nobodies this week, like where Kentucky played Tennessee Tech last week. I've seen Georgia's playing some bunny.
Well, I think it's rivalry week next week.
Yeah,
so that's
everybody's got some layups going.
Well, as long as Texas Tech doesn't lose to West Virginia, I say they're locked in. No matter whether they win or lose Big Ten championship or Big 12 championship. Y'all agree with that?
Yeah, I'm really high on Texas Tech. I really am, just as high as y'all. I did find 1 scrape in their armor that I think could be an issue. It might not be an issue, but as I read, I haven't watched them a ton. I watched them once whole game, but I've read about them, kept up with them. I know they spent a lot on that roster. They talk about really like their run defense is the best in the country. They say they have some questions on pass defense. the one passing team they played this year, they got beat by. So that does give me questions as they face better passing teams. But really, Arizona State's the only true passing team in the Big 12. The other ones are run-dominant teams so that they play anyways. But I do think they're really good. It's nothing taken away from them. They would be in my playoff, and the right matchups, I could have them advancing in the playoffs.
Shit, it might play out. They might get a top 4 seed.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to these games.
Our game of the week is an NFL game this week.
Yeah, we're going NFL. The slate was not great. And to be honest, looking at college and NFL, game of the week probably should have been USC at Oregon, but that's a 10-point spread. And let's be honest, ain't none of us picking USC in that game.
No.
So second time we'll be doing the game of the week in the NFL. All right, first game in college. For all you Louisville fans, you're back on the board, even though you're trending down. Louisville at SMU. Is Louisville going to lose 4 in a row to finish the season? Yes or no?
Yes.
I think it's a good chance.
I think so too.
Mhm.
SMU, look, I haven't watched them much this year, but I know Anthony said that, and I did read this a couple weeks ago, that their defense was starting to get healthy. I don't know if that's still the case, but this is on the road. Louisville's trending down. I think Jeff Brom is a good coach, but I think he's overhyped more than maybe any coach right now. Well, he was a week ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Week and a half ago.
Already firing him now.
But no, now they'll just leave it alone like it never happened. And then next thing you know, they'll hype him up again.
Oh,
after he gets
I've heard a
another
bunch
win,
of them
so.
firing him, but you say you've seen a bunch kind of like leaving it alone, act like
I
it
mean,
ain't
I
nothing.
haven't heard anybody really. Louisville fans are still sticking up for him, from what I've heard.
Yeah, it's been a mix.
I've heard fire him. I've been hearing
a little bit of heat, not as much as you would think.
You start to hear that coming out from Kentucky basketball fans. Fans are horrible, and that's what makes me mad about fans. They want coaches to be gone every 3 to 4 years. That's what they want.
Well, I think he just got hyped up too early. You got,
I
mean, you got to do a little bit more. I'm not saying he's a bad coach.
He's a good coach.
He is a good coach. Good offensive mind, but not good enough to where he should be mentioned as the Penn State or LSU or Auburn, wherever they were mentioning him. I don't even remember where it was, but
I agree.
Yeah, and it was just a week and a half ago, and now since then he has lost to California, which yes, they have a football team, and to Clemson, which Clemson's good, but they're having a down year, and Louisville maybe should have won that game. I mean, they had some blunders there in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. So
they missed.
Clemson did. Clemson did too. Oh, Clemson had the punt, and
I'm saying though, Louisville had a chance to win that game.
All they did.
They missed 2 field goals and an extra point.
2 field goals and an extra point. They benched their kicker, brought in a new kicker. He missed the kick.
And the more the controversy with the fans, it isn't necessarily them firing Brom or whatever. It's him not benching Miller Moss. That's where the fans are upset. That's what they want. They want to see a different quarterback. I'd say a majority of their fan base has been upset with the play of Miller Moss. I've been calling him Miller Miss because he misses a lot of receivers. And he should have had – there's been a couple games. I've talked to multiple U of L fans this week. So my good buddies are U of L fans, so they call him Vent to me. And there's been games where Moss should have threw more interceptions than he did.
Sure.
Where he just missed receivers. And the DBs or linebackers or whoever just dropped the ball. And they're not letting him throw the ball downfield. He throws the ball into traffic. He's the problem. And, I mean, they benched the kicker before they benched Miller Moss. That's unbelievable.
Crazy. Brown must have made a promise.
That's the only thing I can say. Or how much money is he getting?
I think you are getting paid. I think it's just his decision. Sometimes it's easy to say change them. And I'm not saying I don't know enough about it. So I'm going to be honest and say
I don't know who the backup is.
But, I think a coach wants to win games. So I think he's playing the guy that he thinks will win.
I totally agree there. And, I mean, that's what my thing is. Brom is smart enough, as much as we consider and shit on him. He knows what his backup quarterback is.
Yeah. The most popular guy in the room is always the backup quarterback.
Maybe Miller Moss knows that Jeff Brom is shaving points and he can't bench him.
So hey, he's
shaving points, but he's not doing it well enough. You're still supposed to win.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So
we can't call it shave. They're throwing games.
Yeah, he's throwing
games.
They're
throwing games.
Yeah.
Miller Moss knows that Jeff Brom's in on it, and so Jeff Brom can't bench his ass. That's what it is.
So
I love that.
Here's an angle, and I really thought about this angle. Of course, everybody knows I think point shaving goes on. But what happens, coaches aren't dumb. So if it's going on, like I'm pretty sure it is, coaches know what's going on too. They can feel it, but they can't talk about it. But what happens if you're a coach and you're getting a bad vibe from somebody like that kicker missed the extra point, missed the kick. He pulled in another kicker. Do you think it ever happens where a coach kind of gets that vibe that this guy's shaving points and he says, screw it, get out of the game. I'm throwing somebody else in.
The kicker was in on it too, and Jeff was like, dude, I need somebody at least act like they're going to make it. So he had to pull him because he's like, you're going to get us busted, dude. At least come close to making the field goal. And then he shanked that motherfucker real bad, didn't he?
Oh, man.
Louisville, put him on the list of cheaters.
That's how they're funding the NIL. A guy came up with that theory, and I kind of like it. So they're funding NIL through point chasing.
So who you taking, Louisville at SMU?
At SMU. I don't have any faith in Louisville right now. I think they're trending down, and I have no faith in them on the road against what I think is at least a halfway decent SMU team. So I'll take SMU.
I think SMU's more than halfway decent. I think they're a good team. Too bad they didn't have a better start to the year. They just had a lot of injuries. I think they have a nice little team. I don't think they're great by no means, but
got the better quarterback.
Yeah.
They got a good defense. I like the way they're trending. You know, Charlie uses that word trending. I like the way SMU's trending. I don't think Louisville's a bad team, but I don't think they're a good team. I've said all year, I think Louisville's probably like a top 25, top 35 team. Something very similar to Kentucky is where I think they are now. I do think Kentucky's playing pretty good right now. So if they were to come up with a big win, I might change my mind on that and move them up a little bit. But SMU for me.
Yeah, I think Louisville's offensive line seems like it's getting worse. Now they don't have a kicker. They've tried 2 of them. At SMU, it's too much for Louisville. Going the wrong way. Sorry, friends out there. This closet fan is going to stay outside the closet this week. Is that how it would be?
That's
am I out the closet? Or am I in it? I don't know how that works.
Double agent.
Double agent.
Yeah.
Double agent Josh is going against the Louisville Cardinals this week. SMU at home beats Miller Moss in a fighting Jeff.
He's trying to throw us off. He's trying to throw us off cover.
That's how I do
So
it.
just for the record, the first kicker didn't get hurt, right?
No.
Just pulled him?
As far as I know, I watched the game.
And they didn't say anything about injury.
No.
I was watching it, but I didn't have the sound on.
Well, you know, that kind of goes back. I sat there and take up for Brom in a sense that he don't just pull his quarterback when he's doing bad, but he did the same thing. Like he did that with the kicker. So, I mean, what's the difference between the kicker and the quarterback?
Hey, I got my tickets to UK UVL game this week.
Did you?
I got them two for free.
2 for free. I like those prices.
Where you're going?
I'm going.
You going to the party deck?
About 7 hours ago.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
What, from work or something?
No, Matt Shadwick. His
go.
sister and his mom bought him season tickets. And his sister and brother-in-law can't go, and he called up me and Heather.
Shout out Matt Shadwick.
Yeah, shout out. Blitz the Bookie's coming.
Hell yeah.
Josh will be
Boots
wearing
on the ground.
Josh will be wearing a line beard at the game.
Heather going?
Yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
so that's fine, man.
Good shit. Divided house.
Hopefully I'll have some beer koozies by then. I'll hand them out on the party deck. I don't know if I'll have 10,000 of them to be able to give to everybody on the party deck.
10,000 of them. Matter of fact, I talked in the live the other night about, I think actually somebody brought it up in the chat. Said, y'all should come to the tailgate at the Louisville, Kentucky game. And I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. I said, who all would come? And there was a Louisville fan in there. He said, dude, y'all can come over to our frats. It was a Louisville fan. He was talking to me. He was actually engaging in the chat a lot. He was a cool dude. He said, dude, if y'all come, y'all can come over to where we tailgate at our frats.
You have to find him. I'll show up.
Look, I do appreciate the offer on that, but it would not. I know how bad y'all get on UK UFL basketball. UK UFL football, I'm out for blood, son. I'm out for blood. I know exactly how people feel about basketball because I feel that way about football.
I got a story about something that happened. I won't tell it on the air, but remind me to tell y'all tonight. Something that happened at a football game about 20 years ago.
All right, next game, Missouri at Oklahoma. Oklahoma coming off of the big win against Alabama. They're in the playoffs now, back at home here against a ranked Missouri team. What's Missouri still in the top, like 15
They're
or
number
something?
23.
They're
They're
23.
people. Yep.
Man, we're in week 13, and I still have probably only watched Missouri play 2 quarters of football.
They're a good team. I wish they had their quarterback, Bo. I hated that for them losing them, but they're a running football team. They ran for 300 yards against Mississippi State. I've told y'all, I think that Tennessee and Alabama, and I told y'all before the games, them were good matchups for Oklahoma. Now, I still liked Alabama because I thought they still went out, and I think they should have. But I think they were really good matchups because them were teams that wanted to pass the ball, kind of one-dimensional teams. That's what they do. I feel like Missouri is kind of one-dimensional now, but I think it's one-dimensional run. They pass a little bit, so it should be an interesting, will that defensive line, which are a lot of great pass rushers, will they be able to stop a great rushing attack? Because that's what Missouri has. But I think it's the styles. It should end up being a really good defensive game.
Y'all know where I'm going on here. I got to get back on the train.
I got you.
I got you. Back, baby.
I don't blame you.
I'm back on the Oklahoma train. I think they beat the crap out of Missouri. I don't love Missouri really at all. I mean, their two best wins are against Auburn and South Carolina. I just don't like Missouri. They don't even belong in the SEC. They should be in the Big 12.
Missouri a good football team, y'all. They're a good football team.
They got a good defense, but they're without their quarterback. It's at Oklahoma. Hopefully the crowd's in it. I think they will be coming home after that game at Alabama.
I just remember Texas running the ball good against them, and Texas ain't a great running team. I looked at it before we got here tonight. Oh, and I'm not taking nothing away from them because I think their defensive line is really good. They've not faced a lot of really good running teams.
And they did. And we just talked about it earlier. Alabama don't run the ball.
Well, Tennessee don't either.
So I like your angle on this game.
It just depends how that defensive line will do against a running front. You know, a lot of times pass rushers aren't good against running teams, but I don't really know the in-depths of that defensive line enough to know, hey, will that switch over and translate into stuff in a kind of a one-dimensional run offense a little bit. They can pass it a little bit, but losing their quarterback, they ran for 300 yards. That's what they do. So.
Yep.
So who you got?
I'm taking Oklahoma.
I'll take Missouri. I know they're 7-8 point underdogs, but I'll take. I know we're not betting point spreads, but I'll still take them. I think it's a good matchup for them.
So I've been saying Vandy is overrated because I don't think they have many quality wins, and I have not really done that same thing with Missouri's schedule. Josh just mentioned it. Missouri's schedule is worse than Vandy's.
I told you.
Missouri has no good wins.
I got both their schedules wrote down right here.
Who's their losses?
Missouri beat South Carolina. They lost to Alabama.
They lost to Vandy. Right?
They beat Auburn.
They lost to Vandy,
and they lost to Vandy, and they lost to Texas A&M by 21, and they beat Mississippi State. Their best win, you could argue that it's either Auburn or Mississippi State.
There was a pivotal play in that A&M game, though. They were, I think they were hanging tough with A&M there, and there was a pivotal play. But yeah, I get it. I think it's a fair argument. I think it's fair.
They hung tighter with Alabama than they did A&M. But I think they only lost to Alabama by 3.
That was a backdoor cover-o because they were down by about 10 that whole game to Alabama. But as much as I'll knock Missouri there, I'll take up for them in the Vandy game. That's the game where the quarterback went down.
Yes.
They outplayed Vandy. There's 2 different ways to look at that. You can look at it that they backdoor covered against Alabama. I think Alabama was about 10 points better than them in that game. But, man, the more I play these games and watch them, I think college football is a game of matchups.
Even if they did outplay Vandy, Vandy's overrated too, so I don't take much from that. I don't see any good wins for Missouri. Oklahoma's on a roll. They're just got into the playoffs. They're at home. They have one of the best defenses in the country. Going to be way too much for Missouri. I'm actually seeing Missouri's unranked now.
Are they? Okay.
I thought I had them at 20.
Doesn't matter to me, though. I think Oklahoma big here. What's the spread? What'd y'all say the spread?
7.5 is what I got on FanDuel earlier.
I know Missouri beat Mississippi State pretty bad this week because I had Missouri.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe not big, but I like Oklahoma for sure to win this game. So I'm on Oklahoma. Josh, Oklahoma. And you said you're taking Missouri?
Yep. Yep, I want to introduce y'all to some Missouri football, dude. They spend money. They got a nice team. They got a really good defensive line.
Their running back was at one point he was leading the country in rushing.
Oh, I think they might have maybe the best rushing attack in the country. They're really good at running the ball.
See what he does against that defense.
Hey, Charlie, I agree. That's going to be like an interesting matchup. It is.
All right, next game. Let's go USC at Oregon. This could have been the game of the week. Probably is the best. I mean, this is game day.
ESPN game day.
Yeah, game day. USC's jumped up into, I think they're top 15 or somewhere right around there. They're 8-2, traveling to Oregon, 9-1. Oregon is a 10-point favorite here. I do think USC is better than I thought they were 2 weeks ago. Still probably a little soft. I'm not coming off the whole USC is soft, but I do think they're better than I thought, and I think they're better than they have been the last few years. They've been frauds the last few years. Yeah. I feel like everybody always wants – I shouldn't say everybody. The national media, I feel like, always wants USC to be good.
I agree with
like
that.
They're searching for a West Coast team because, you know, what usually – I don't know how – it's kind of weird, but all the good teams are on, you know, the East Coast. And it's like the media wants – so badly for somebody out west to be good, whether it's, you know, of course Oregon's good, but I feel like they want that California team.
But they're out in LA, right? They're out in LA. So that's a big part of it, dude. There's a big media like group out in LA that really pushed that narrative out there, I feel like.
Oregon, they coming off a bye. They didn't play
Nope,
last week,
they
did
beat
they?
Minnesota. I had them.
They beat me. Oh, that's right. It was Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a Friday night game. It's gonna be hard for me to pick USC. What do y'all think about this, guys?
Yeah, I'm super high on Oregon right now. Super high, like that angle that Dan Lanning's taking. I even went back and looked at it today because I'm trying to really get my mind wrapped around what's going on out there. I went back and looked at the game against Ohio State, and they didn't rush for hardly no yards. And this year, coming the year, they spent a lot of money in the NIL on that offensive line, and they have a stable of running backs, probably too many good running backs. And I feel like all year, Oregon has been pound the ball. They got a great passing game, but I feel like they really focused on running the ball. And I think Dan Lanning realizes that when it comes to the playoff time, that's what you're going to need to beat a big Ohio State. You got to be balanced. And I think they've been really working on it. They've went up against some really good run defenses and been able to run it good. Their pass game's there. The one flaw in Oregon record is Indiana, and they had some trouble with some blitzes. And I'll still say that I think that game was a lot bigger deal to Indiana. Signetti looked like he was coaching the Super Bowl there, which is fine. That's fine, and they beat them.
He's playing every game like that.
But I'm going to tell you, when you go back and look at that game, there was a lot of drives Oregon had, especially in the first half, where like 2 missed field goals, a play where like the guy was going to go for a first down, had it, didn't get it. There was a lot of low angles there in the first half.
Yeah, but Oregon also got a pick six.
They did. No, there's no doubt. No, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. But they moved the ball plenty in that game. The key to that game was they were having trouble. Indiana was disguising their blitzes, and they had trouble picking it up. And it got pressure. But look, the rumblings around Oregon right now is that superstar from last year, Evan Stewart, which has been out all year, that he's close to making a return. I'd love to see him make the return before the playoffs. I think you put him and DeCorian Moore, which has been out for a couple of weeks, right next to each other with that running game. I'm really high on Oregon right now. I think they're my national champ winners, so I'm taking Oregon. I do like USC. I think they're nice, and I kind of think 10's too much, but I think this is the game where Oregon's going to be super focused because they know it's between them and the playoff. Would a 2-loss Oregon team still get in? I think they would. They probably shouldn't with that schedule. But I do think they would off brand name alone, like Oregon a lot.
I like Oregon a lot too. And like you said, you stole my take there. We both been waiting for Oregon and have that offensive explosion, and they just haven't had that in a month.
They play around a lot, though. It's like he's working on things. Like I'm telling you,
he's working on things. All right, he's fucking
working on scoring 30.
Yeah, you're right.
I just think they're too.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're just too much for USC, and I like USC. I said it last week. I think that Mavia might be the best pro prospect in college football.
He's good,
but I think Oregon's.
I like it, Charlie.
Well, yeah, a little young, but like right now, a little premature.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like Oregon in this game.
I do too.
Oregon. That's why we couldn't make it the game of the week. I knew nobody was picking USC. Oh, by the way, I'm picking Oregon. All right. Look, we threw this in for you Louisville fans, too. We knew y'all would like this. Pittsburgh at Georgia Tech. Yes, 7-3 against 9-1. Y'all still got a couple decent teams over there, but they're not a top 12 team. But we're going to go ahead and talk about this game. Pittsburgh, they're coming off the loss to Notre Dame, right?
Yep.
And Georgia Tech is 9-1. So does Georgia Tech deserve to get in?
No, they barely squeaked by. I bet them last week. That was one of my few losses, and they barely squeaked by Boston College. No, I'm not. No, it's no. I try to buy them. I try to buy into Georgia Tech. I like the quarterback King.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Pitt's tough. I just think they ran into a really good Notre Dame team. Pitt, when we think of Pitt football, we think of running defense, traditional Pittsburgh football, but they are kind of a big-time offense. They had some decent plays against Notre Dame, but Notre Dame, I just think, is playing at a really high level right now.
Did anybody see the crowd in that game?
It was lit.
Was it lit in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I read an article when I was doing my research, and it was like, oh, Pittsburgh's going to have this crazy home field advantage. And I was thinking, maybe Pittsburgh does have fans.
They do have fans. They showed up. I said it twice. What's funny is the two games that I've said all year. It's like, do they even have fans? It was Georgia Tech earlier in the year. That fucking place was packed. And then fucking Pitt. I said, there ain't no fans. Going to lie to everybody that's a Steelers game. And it was packed. So I'm done on attendance, shit talking for the rest of the year.
When Notre Dame comes in town, I think people go to the games. I think
you're right.
Notre Dame's a big draw, dude. Yeah. A lot of people, if you go to a Catholic school, if you're Catholic, there's just a lot of people tied to Notre Dame.
And they travel well. And those fans are all over the country.
Right.
So who y'all taking?
I don't care.
I'll take Pitt. I'll take Pitt.
Nobody even cares.
I do.
Nobody
I
cares.
think Pitt's pretty solid. I don't think they're great by no means, but I think they're solid. Georgia Tech, I like King, but man, if they just did me wrong last week with Boston College. And so
I mean, both these teams have something to play for. I mean, there's still a chance for Pitt to make the playoff. If next week they have Miami, right? Is that what we said?
Yes.
Yeah, Pitt has Miami.
Yes.
So both these teams control their own destiny. So this could be actually a game that I watch. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what else. What else am I going to do?
He caught that.
What else am I going to do?
Yeah,
but I'll just take the favorite here and the home team. That crowd at G Tech is going to be rocking. Pitt don't travel. Yellow Jackets in Atlanta. Give me Tech.
I'm going to take Georgia Tech, but I'm going to be honest. I hope Pittsburgh beats them because I agree with Anthony. I don't think Georgia Tech is a top 12 team. So just go ahead and get them with another loss. Let's just scramble this thing up even more than it already is. And let's get an ACC champion that does not get in. And I don't say that because I hate the ACC. I say that because there's not good football teams in the ACC. So I'm going to pick Georgia Tech, but I hope they lose. Anthony, who'd you pick?
You got Pitt. Pitt, but I tell you one angle I am scared of. I do think King is kind of a gamer. I remember him playing really big last year in the game against Georgia. That worries me. That is a big game. It might not be a big game to us, but that's a big game in both those teams' world.
Oh, yeah.
But I just think Pitt's a little bit better team than them. So
this is a big game because we read that Pittsburgh, their chances right now of the ACC title game are low, but they go up quite a bit if they beat Georgia Tech, and then they go up big time if they can beat Miami next
I think they kind of control their own destiny.
Yeah,
I think if they win those two games, they win.
So
I think they can win both those games. What's the point spread on the Georgia Tech game?
Georgia Tech -3.
Okay. Yeah, they can win that game. I think they can win it no matter what. I think they'll win it straight out.
All right, game of the week, UK at Vandy, baby.
Nash Vegas, baby.
All right, we're putting our boys back in there. Look, we threw the Cardinals back in here, and we talked about 2 ACC games. We're talking about Kentucky. The Cats on a roll, 3-game win streak, got to 500. We're 5-5 when everybody thought the season was in the toilet. We're going down to Vandy. They're coming off of a bye. They're 8-2, senior night, Pavia, all that good stuff. Can the Cats go down and win it, guys? What do y'all think?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
I think they're like 8 or 8.5 point underdogs, but I'm telling you that's too much. Look, I'm unlike y'all, and I respect y'all's opinion. I do think Vandy's a good team. I really do. I think it's proven time and time again they're a good team. Are they great? No, but I do think they're good.
They're about to face the best team they played all year.
Okay, I'll go with it.
It'd be pretty close.
Fuck it, I'll go with it.
It'd be pretty close. Who's the best team
Alabama,
they played? LSU. Well, yeah, that's right.
Alabama.
Yeah.
But it's I'll say this that
our quarterback's better than Alabama's quarterback.
It's
I'm not even joking about
he's
that.
good.
I'm literally not.
That's about the only
joking
one
about
I'd say he ain't better than right now. But,
I say it under my breath, kind of joking, but I am not joking.
Alabama's got the best pass and attack in the country, but they got some good receivers too.
Give all them receivers.
They got the best pass and attack. We got the best quarterback.
Okay. I like that.
We'll talk about that.
I like it. I'll go with you. Fuck it. I hated it like when we beat Auburn and we beat Florida, and then they're them teams ain't no good. Everybody says I knew better than that. I watched too much college football. They have bad records, but somebody's got to lose the games. So I watched us all but outplay Texas, Mississippi. This was building up to this, and I see an offensive line that's really just playing really good. I see a quarterback playing that gets better every time I see him. Butch Hamden's very confident calling his plays now. He looks like a great offensive play caller. But the key of it is as good as Cutter is, and I love Cutter, and I think he's playing awesome. But I think the key to football, whether you're at the NFL, college, is your offensive and defensive line. And I think both of them are playing great. So happy to have our offensive line playing at a high level. Did it against Texas, did it against Auburn, Florida. Them are good defensive lines, dude. When you have a good offensive line, it makes everything look good. So I'm really high on Kentucky right now. Defense playing good. I always worry about Pavia because he does a lot of options, a lot of crafty stuff. But we're a conservative defense, so we shouldn't gamble on a lot of that stuff. And the only thing I get worried about Kentucky's defense on is, some deep balls, some corners that can stay with some deep receivers and stuff like that. But anything else on defense, I feel good about. Kentucky, baby.
Yeah, I'm liking Kentucky a lot in this game. I really like the way they're playing the last 3 weeks, and y'all know I'm not scared to shit on them. But I really think Kentucky's playing well right now, and I think it's going to translate down in Nashville. I think we're going to bring a few fans down there. Probably not as many as we want, but I think we're going to have some fans down there.
Might bring my ass down there.
There you go.
Might bring my ass.
I thought
I'm
about
thinking
it.
about it. I'm thinking about
me
it.
and
I have never been to a Kentucky road game besides at Louisville.
Yeah.
Y'all ever been to a Kentucky
Well, bowl
road game?
games. I think
Well, that's I've been to plenty of bowl games. I've been to probably
to think.
7 bowl games.
I went to
I'm
Kentucky,
talking about
Georgia game once.
a true road game.
Went to Kentucky, Georgia once.
I looked because it's being Heather's anniversary next weekend, and I was like, man, I wonder if we could go to Nashville and I could talk her into
You
going.
looked at tickets?
No, I didn't look at. I just
They
looked
won't be
at hotel
bad.
rooms.
Vandy don't have fans like that.
I was looking for just a hotel room.
I'll say that. They might now.
Hotels are hard to get. I found some Airbnb.
Dude, hey, Nashville's expensive to stay in. Look, y'all won't agree with this. I think Nashville's just as fun as Vegas. I do.
Oh,
because,
I agree.
I love Nashville. I love it.
Disagree.
I love Nashville.
I like Nashville. We
I
go.
love
We
it.
go to the SEC tournament.
Well, I used to argue Vegas is fun, but now you can gamble in. Like,
You're
that
right.
was the value, but now you can gamble anywhere on your phone, and the bar scene in Nashville is off the hook. I would much rather go to the bar scene in Nashville than Vegas.
But you can find an Airbnb at a decent price down there. I'd have to start hunting.
Yeah,
Being this close, probably have to overpay about another $150.
Hey, Nashville's went up in price a lot,
Oh,
dude. Like, you used to be able to go down there and get a room for a reasonable price. It's high down there now.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing that. That'd be fun.
Blitz the Bookie on Broadway.
That would be a good time. What time's the game? 3:30,
3:30.
middle of the day.
Get there at like
Nashville's
10,
fun,
11
dude.
o'clock.
We definitely have to get somewhere to stay Saturday night, but
You could
just
lose-
one night.
Get there at noon.
It's
Go,
almost-
go tailgate.
Let's go.
Game's over 7:30, 8 o'clock.
It's
Let's
only
go.
said it.
Broadway,
Hey,
Jelly Rolls Bar at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Dog. I
love
you
country
got me
music
thinking
anyway.
about it now.
Live vacation or weekend planning here on Blitz the Bookie.
when's the
got
last
me
time you've been to
thinking.
Nashville, Charlie?
It's probably been at least a year or two, year or two.
Did you go out and do the bar scene and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I love the bar scene
Oh,
in
it's
Nashville.
fun.
I
It's
love the bar scene in Nashville. I'm a country music fan, though, so
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it plays right into what I am.
It's
It's the only
expensive.
city I know where I can lose track of time
They
and not
just-
even know what time it is.
I mean, everywhere you go, it's $20.
Yeah.
What do you want? That'd be $20.
But you know what? That ain't worse than Vegas because
Yeah.
Vegas used to be cheap, but now Vegas is more expensive than that.
I remember,
it is.
I remember at that UK North Carolina game in Vegas. I think I paid a 23-ounce beer. It was like $21.50.
I guarantee it.
I remember always.
That's not even that bad, but
That's why y'all got to go to Old Vegas. You
Yeah.
got to go down to Fremont Street.
I've
the,
been
the worst thing about Vegas is like the waters and like the snacks
ridiculous,
that you
dude.
try to get, unless you go to a gas station. But if you try to get like water's like $8
You know-
in the hotel you're staying in. Like, what the fuck?
You know, it used to not be like that. You always heard the stories growing up. Vegas comped everything, and they did. But it used to be just for gamblers. Well, then it became like a vacation destination for people, and people took advantage of that. And so when it became more popular just as a vacation destination and it wasn't just gamblers, that's when all that kind of went away. I just feel like if you're going to gamble somewhere and you're spending your money, that stuff should be comped out or really cheap. You're going to spend your money.
Well, I will
But-
say in Vegas, you go sit down at a slot machine, you are getting a free drink.
Yeah.
Like, you do not pay for, huh?
New York, gosh, they would not give a shit.
No,
Man.
see,
No,
I'd be up out of New York then, because every other one that I went in, dude,
I think we
you
got
drink
one-
for free. I mean,
we
as
got-
long as you're gambling, you drink for free all damn week. But
Yeah.
go try to get a water at the damn corner.
No, you're right.
At the
It's
fucking little
ridiculous.
shop in the casino, and it's $8.
Yeah.
That's the shit I hate. But
All right, so I'm taking
y'all-
UK.
Let's get the
and
show
UK.
over with so I can go book my trip to Nashville this week and Vegas in
Exactly.
fucking January.
So, who you got, Winkle?
I mean, come on, dude. I do think it's going to be a tough game for
Oh, it
Kentucky.
will.
Vandy's coming off the bye. They got the senior night thing, Pabia's last game. They're going to be pumped up. I guess maybe they still got a slight chance at a playoff, right?
I bet
mean,
you
they're
$10. I
8-2,
bet you
right?
$10 it ain't his last game. I know they say it is, but he's going to find some way to get another year of eligibility.
I'm saying they're 8-2, right?
Yeah.
They have a slight chance to possibly make the playoff. So, look, I call them overrated. I do think they're good, but man, Kentucky's trending up right now. I do not say that as a homer. Like if you've watched,
I haven't
we
said that in
are
3
playing
years.
our best
We
ball
are.
right now, and it's not
Mhm.
even close, dude. And maybe it's just because we started 3 to 4 weeks late with our new quarterback. I love what I'm seeing out of the Cats. Love the points you made. Offensive line, defensive line looking great. Defense is playing ball. I know we don't have a bunch of great receivers, but that Law kid's a playmaker.
Yeah, they've been getting him the ball, too.
Yeah,
They've
I
been
mean,
designing
fine.
stuff up for him.
Find a way to get the kid the ball. Running game is playing real good right now. With McGowan had
everything-
three.
He had 3.
Everything
We
works.
had 5, right? We
Yeah.
had 5
Yeah.
rushing
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Everything works when that offensive line's doing its job.
Yep.
So I like everything that I'm seeing out of Kentucky right now. We're on a 3-game win streak. It's been a while for a 3-game win streak for us. I think we're going to make it 4, and then I think we're going to make it 5, and then I think we're going to make it 6. And guess what? Kentucky's going to end up 8-5 after a bowl win. And I said we were going 8-4, so I'm going to be right.
We
there,
might
big
be
dog.
so hot at 7.
8 wins, dog.
We might be so hot at 7 and 6. They
They're
might
putting us
say,
in the playoffs.
"Fucking throw us
They're
in the
fucking- I
playoffs."
get it. I
That
didn't even
razor
think
high.
about it.
Hey, it's razor
Fuck
high.
yeah.
It's how you finish the year. It's how you finish
We're
the
beating
year.
Vandy and Louisville,
Beating
and
the shit out of them.
we're going to be the 12 seed.
I'm gonna send that
Let's
to Mark
go.
Stoops. I'm gonna say, Mark, I just have this funny feeling if you demolish both of them, we can be so damn hot. Cutter can look so good. Sometimes it's the eye test, and so
I
put us
hadn't
in the
thought
playoff.
about that.
We're
but
going to end
let's
up in the
go.
Music City Bowl versus Clemson.
Maybe.
Playoff, Josh, playoff.
I like
Don't
that.
lose hope.
We all taking the Cats, right?
Yep.
All righty. All
Give us
righty.
that sound. Give us that sound, man.
All right, let's get to the NFL. Before we do though, I think Josh has got a little segment that he wants to call. I guess it's things that Josh thinks suck.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I like the little quick hitter stuff. I think some of the fans that listen to the show like it too. So I was just like watching NFL last night. Now, as I was looking at the screen, I was like, man, they suck. Man, that guy sucks. I was like, I think I'm going to write down some things that suck.
And we have not heard these yet, me
No.
and Anthony.
They-
so
see,
we're
they-
just going to quickly
Actually,
react.
it just shows how communication works here, Blitz the Bookie. I sent them all of these last night while I was watching the game.
Did you?
I sent them all.
Oh.
I sent you. You guys got.
I get a lot of messages throughout the day. I'm in like 3 group texts,
But
4 group
honestly,
texts.
I was
I'm,
probably on live trying to promote.
No, it was before
promote
that.
Blitz
It
the
was
Bookie.
like right at the end of like the Browns game.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, all right. Things that suck, or
Things
things that
that-
Josh,
Things that Josh thinks suck.
the AFC North.
Sucks. Even though I want to think Pittsburgh's good, they're not good.
sucks.
But I will say this. Will it benefit Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers being hurt? I don't know.
No, I don't think
No?
I mean,
I don't
so.
know.
The
I
offense
don't
ain't the
know.
problem. I don't feel like the offense
it's a
is the
mess.
problem.
I mean, that
Their
division is a
defense does
mess.
suck. The AFC, I agree. The AFC
Every
North
quarterback
sucks.
has been hurt now.
Baltimore's not good. I know everybody thinks they're coming
I don't
back.
think Lamar's right.
AFC North sucks.
All right. Y'all ready? Next one. J.J. McCarthy.
Sucks right now, for sure.
I think he'll be fine. I get what you're saying, and I think it's fair, but I think he'll be fine. I like the look of him. I like his ball. You know, Tom Brady's kind
I
of
like his balls.
yeah. Tom Brady. Tom Brady is kind of mentoring him. I think Tom is just telling him, make your mistakes. Like, just go out.
He's making it. He's
I
got
know,
like six or seven
How you
interceptions.
mess up throwing to J.J.
quarters.
Jefferson?
I know, but I
Justin
think
Jefferson.
I think sometimes, like when Peyton came in the league, he threw a lot of interceptions. I think sometimes you're better off if the team's willing to deal with it. And Tom's probably smart enough to understand, like, they almost got to deal with it. They're invested in you. Just keep
get 'em-
slinging. Keep
Get him out of
slinging
your
it.
system.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. Okay, fair enough.
He is, because he's got a bunch of them already.
Yeah.
And not a lot of time. And I think there's a little friction between him and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, gotta be.
Something happened on the sideline late in the game. I don't know if y'all heard about it. I didn't hear the details, but apparently they kind of got into
Trade
it
off
or
Justin.
something.
You're invested in JJ, baby.
Yeah, right.
all right. Next one. 9:30 overseas NFL games.
Sucks, and we're done with them. That's it. They're over.
Good.
They're over. But they suck.
Only one I bet because I didn't bet NFL this week. But the one game that I bet, I tied into a parlay from the night before Miami, so I had that. But
That game sucked.
Yeah, but I didn't even watch it. So yeah, it sucks.
I think there's been one game. I think there's been
Colts.
one good game.
Yeah, it was well played. And that was the Colts.
Yeah. Those games suck.
My complaint is it takes away from the 1 o'clock games. I love at the end of the day when all those games are ending. And in that game, and then the Thursday night games, 2 Monday night games, it just pulls away from that perfect Sunday.
And you only get like 3 4 o'clock games. Dude, we need
And
to
then
at
you get
least
the bye
4.
weeks mixed in.
Yeah, you
and
got to
it
have at
just-
least 4 o'clock
It
games.
just dilutes the 1 o'clock, the stuff that we grew up with. Maybe I'm just getting old, but I don't need to see the Dolphins and the Commanders at 9:30. That game would have been better at 1 o'clock.
I agree.
Yeah,
I hate it, and it's just going to do nothing but get worse. They're going to be more and more every year. This is the most I've ever seen. They played. How many did they play?
All of them.
They're trying to
Like
grow it.
7 or 8, wasn't there?
yeah,
a
they're
lot.
trying to grow it overseas, and it is growing a little bit overseas. But I'm going to tell you, I just think it's too hard for them players to focus. You're going to Europe, dude. That's a big trip. Even for NFL guys, that's a big trip. Going to Europe is a big deal, and I think a lot of them get out and see this.
They do.
Yeah. I mean, I
They
don't
become a
blame
tourist.
them, but yeah, it's hard not to do. They're not just going to any city; they're going to major cities where there's tourism around. You just don't go to Europe every day. So I don't blame the guys, but I kind of do because that's your job. I don't know; it's a tough situation.
Did y'all see how that field works that they played on in Madrid Sunday? The field, like in Arizona, they pull their field out and it gets natural sunlight.
Yeah.
This field, is on like hydraulics. It's split up into sections. The field goes over, down, then back over. The field actually goes into a basement. All right, and then it's just like a concrete pad. And it goes into a basement where they have like robotic lawnmowers, its own like watering system, and all the LED lights underneath. And it grows underneath.
Wow.
I mean, it's wild. I want to know
That's
how much that
crazy.
costs. Pretty wild.
Was that Spain?
Madrid, Spain.
Maybe it's to protect. Maybe it's too hot in Spain. Maybe they got to protect it. Maybe
Right.
I'm guessing.
And they play these are multi, just like NBA or NFL.
Soccer,
these billion-dollar soccer clubs over there that play on this field. But it was wild. It just went down into a basement.
It
Crazy.
might be the
Crazy.
grass don't grow really well in Spain. It's hot,
Yep.
kind of dry, and might be a deal where that gives them a climate to where it will grow good.
All right,
That's wild, though. That is crazy.
I got 3.5 more.
What you got?
LA Chargers.
God, they suck. I'm done with them. Whether they suck or not is one thing. I think they're still like 7-4 or something. I don't care. I am done with them, dude. They are not to be trusted. You might say they suck. Right now, I'm gonna say they suck, but they're definitely not to be trusted.
They're good. They're good. They got some injuries.
See that score yesterday?
Yep, I seen it.
Do good teams get beat by 30 by Jacksonville?
Well, you missing both offensive tackles.
Jacksonville's good.
I almost think I'd rather be missing my quarterback than both offensive tackles. You replace guard centers. Offensive tackles are hard to find. To have both of them out, and you got two really good ones.
They have been beat up.
Yeah.
But I was high on them with Harbaugh. Another year of
I
Herbert.
think they're good.
Herbert just is so up and down. I want him to be better.
They can't
He's
protect him
good.
for shit. I'm
Yeah.
done with them.
This may be unfair because I don't want everybody piles on this guy. Shadur Sanders.
Sucks. I was watching when they brought him in. I actually halfway wanted him to do good. He ain't no good, dude. He's weak.
That last drive, he sucks. And if he's good, I'll say he's good. He threw a couple decent balls there, but the way that works when there's that many minutes left, the first part of that drive, you're going to see soft defenses because that's the way they do. They give up. They try to make you use time. They make you be perfect, make sure you don't have no interceptions. And then when they get down there to about the 30 or 40, they tighten up because they know it's a lot harder to score if you need a whole touchdown at that point. And he did that, and he still didn't look great against that. And usually them are the easiest yards you'll get on those 2-minute drives. The early part of those 2-minute drives are the easiest yards you'll get.
I think I sent this to the group text with the other one we're in Winkle. But there was a chance he could have ran for a first down, and I think he avoided the contact. It was like 3rd and 12, and Shadur just hopped out after 8 yards.
DJ Lagway.
He could have fought for those 4 yards and kept that drive going. I was like, does he not know where the sticks are? I mean, I just did not.
He sucks. You know who else sucks? Dylan Gabriel. He's probably better than Dylan
He
Gabriel.
is. I agree with that.
I mean, he sucks, but but Dylan Gabriel probably sucks worse.
Does Gabriel ever throw the ball over 10 yards?
No.
I mean, that's the big thing about Evan Stewart. So it was Evan Stewart and Tez Johnson last year at Oregon, and Evan Stewart was a deep threat. And everybody's saying how much more he'll benefit from because Dante Moore does attack down the field more vertically. All Gabriel want to do is short pass, which I like short passes, but man, you gotta go vertical too.
You sure do hate the AFC North because you're right back to talk about who sucks in the AFC North again.
All right, I got 3 more, all college. Miller Moss.
Sucks.
He sucks, but I don't think he's bad as some people think he is, but he sucks.
U of L kickers. 2 of them.
Love them.
Love them. They don't suck.
Love them.
Play them both.
They're great.
They should play them both. Just every other kick.
They're great.
We love them. They don't suck. We love them.
They're cheating.
All right, last one, and this one just came to me. Shane Beamer at halftime the other day.
I didn't see it.
He comes out like he's pumping up the crowd when they were up against A&M.
Oh,
and then comes
shit.
out in the second half. It doesn't score another point.
I didn't see that.
Shane Beamer sucks.
I didn't have to see what he did anyways. He sucks. We've talked about him sucking anyways. He's a dork. Shane Beamer.
We're pro dork on this.
What a
though.
dork.
I would have told my quarterback.
I am pro dork, but not pro him.
I would have told my quarterback in that situation, Sellers, I'd been like, buddy, all we got to do is just get some first downs. We got enough of a lead here. We don't turn the ball over. Use your legs. Talking about your legs, I know I just touched on it. DJ Lagway in that game, it was an awesome game. He throws the ball, gets tipped, interception, which pretty much ended. They got a cheap touchdown at the very last second. But he could have ran for that first down, dude. Look, I do think DJ Lagway will bounce back, and he'll go to some other college. But if one thing I would tell him to work on is I think he's scared to get hit, dude. I think he is a great quarterback with a lot of talent. I think he's scared to get hit, dude. He don't want to run it. He don't like pressure. Super talented, but yeah, some quarterbacks just don't like to get hit.
Well, that ends Josh's first ever segment of things he thinks sucks. Give us some feedback on what y'all think of that segment, in case maybe one day Charlie wants to do it, or Anthony, or maybe just y'all are just curious about what I think sucks.
I'll come up with something.
It gets a lot of thoughts out there.
Yeah.
All right, we only got 3 NFL games this week. You know why? Because the NFL slate this week, it sucks.
Yep.
I
had that.
You forgot that one?
One of my things in the text was this week's football slate.
Yes, it sucks. College
I'll say something sucks. Everything sucks. Shit.
College slate's okay, but the NFL slate definitely sucks.
Have y'all seen the hockey slate? It sucks too.
No,
it sucks. This
hockey
week.
slate's good.
It sucks this week.
Pittsburgh at Chicago. This is how bad the slate sucks.
The third best game of the weekend
is Pittsburgh, who is 5-5, I think, leading the AFC North, which sucks. At Chicago, who is 7-3, and they don't suck.
The Chicago Bears.
The 7-3. When's the last time the Bears could say 7-3? That sounds good, don't it?
I had some crazy prediction at the beginning of the year. I'm going to go back and look up my crazy prediction about the Bears and see if I got a chance to be right on that.
I'm pretty sure I said the Bears were going to be 6-10. I'm a little off on that, but if they lose every game, I could just be off by 1. So, still alive. But no, the Bears, they're winning. They keep winning.
It's not pretty.
Pittsburgh, they're leading the division somehow, but their defense is awful. Aaron Rodgers broke his left hand. He's out, at least this week.
Maybe. They said still they're going to see if he can hold the football.
Mason Rudolph. I didn't even know he still played after he got hit in the head with a helmet back in COVID.
But it was a reindeer.
Isn't he the one that he got smacked in the head with by it was Mason Rudolph. Remember? Was it Myles Garrett?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Wasn't it Myles Garrett?
That was
smacked him in the head?
That was him.
I didn't even know Rudolph was still in the league.
I don't think Mason knew until like the fourth quarter of the game.
No shit. I think he left Pittsburgh. Oh yeah, didn't he go to Philly? Did he go from Pittsburgh to Philly? He left Pittsburgh for a little bit, but they brought him back, and it's probably a good thing they did. He's a decent backup, and there's an argument to be made that he might be a step up from Aaron Rodgers, at least right now. So who knows? How y'all feel about this? I know, Anthony, you was kind of high on Chicago. You love Caleb Williams. I don't know how. Barry told me to call you out on that. But how you feel about this game?
Love Chicago's new coach. I love they seem to be winners and got a solid defense, and they're winning games. I like the coach a lot. I think they got a good future. I think they got some good young pieces in place. I'm not big on Pittsburgh, so I'm going against, and especially without Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is a problem this year. I think it's their defense. I don't think they have a good enough offense to outweigh a bad defense, but they've got some wins, Pittsburgh do, so you got to tip your hat to them. But I'm going to go with Chicago. They're finding ways to win, and I think it's what good football teams does. They're definitely getting it turned around, that's for sure.
Josh?
The Bears just finding ways to win. They don't win pretty. I like Caleb Williams. I liked him at USC. I liked him in Oklahoma. I liked him everywhere he's been. He hadn't been the NFL player yet. I thought he'd be, but I think he's getting there.
He's getting better.
He's not playing horrible.
No, he's not.
Playing
I'm not here going to shit on him at all.
He ain't doing no Drake May.
Got the Bears 7-3, sitting in a good spot, top of the division in a tough division. And you got Pitt, who I didn't love Pitt at the beginning of the year, and I told y'all. I did not like, but the division's trash. Every quarterback's hurt. Now every team has had a hurt quarterback at some point, with possibly a long-term injury with a broke hand here.
Yeah.
I wasn't on Pitt early. I was on Pitt a little bit early. I liked them, but I got off from them real quick.
And it's weird to watch Aaron try to get outside the pocket because he is slow. It's weird how sometimes he'll kind of turn on whatever jets he has and, he'll get off tackle a little bit, but a lot of times, man, it's taking him forever to get outside. But I think the Bears win here. The Pitt's out of gas.
Yeah, so I am sitting here looking at the Bears schedule, and I knew it was weak but I didn't know it was this week. If I just rattle off the teams they beat, I mean, they did win this past week at the Vikings, which is a good division win, even though I think the Vikings have regressed a lot this year. Other than that, they beat the Giants. They beat the Bengals. They beat the Ravens they got smoked by the Ravens when Lamar was out. They beat the Saints. They beat the Commanders, who's a disaster. They beat the Raiders. They beat the Cowboys.
Pretty bad.
They haven't really. They don't.
You know what's crazy
Give
about
me
it?
the Steelers. Give me the Steelers. I'm serious. I'm going to take the Steelers. I don't think Pittsburgh's great, but I think Chicago's been squeaking by. I just feel like they'll figure out a way to lose a game.
Yeah,
they're good, but they're not great. They'll figure out a way to fuck it up. And I do think that I don't think Mason Rudolph is a big step down from Aaron Rodgers right now. You made a good point. Like, dude, he's slow as fuck, dude.
He's just old.
Not even slow. Like, I don't even care about him trying to run. Just in the pocket.
Yes.
Like, his footwork in the pocket is slow. So I don't think it's a huge downgrade, but I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I know it's out on a limb there, but
I like it.
I got you.
Go ahead, Anthony. My bad.
No, you're good. I agree with you about the weak teams. I do agree because I kind of knew that already. But what's crazy about it is they outplayed Minnesota in that game early. You know, they started off like 1-2, I think it was, and they flat out outplayed Minnesota in that game early and got backdoored on that game.
Yeah,
imagine if they were 8-2. I mean, and I do think they played a bunch of junk. And it's not as bad as college, but man, schedules are not created equal in the
And they
the
do
world
that
of
in
football.
NFL on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say the NFL does the schedule as even as you could possibly try to do it. It's not going to always work out, but the way they build the schedule is about as even as you're possibly ever going to do it. Y'all know how they build the schedule, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I've heard it.
Yeah, if you finish in second place, you're playing all the second place teams in the AFC.
You know, you say that's fair, and I could see that fair angle. It's kind of like giving the worst.
But you're judging it off of last year.
Well,
I mean, so you don't know if teams are different.
Well, you're giving, and it's the same concept of giving the worst team the first draft pick. But really, I like it. I think it keeps the NFL the product that it is, and I think it's great. But it really ain't fair. It's kind of unfair. It ain't my fault that I was good. So now you're going to give me the toughest schedule because I was good. So you're trying to knock me back down.
That's what they're trying to do.
No, and that's essentially what they do with the draft.
It's only 3 games.
Yeah,
No, actually, it's only 2 games.
It is.
Because if you're in the AFC East, you're matched up with one other division in the AFC, so you play all those teams. So it's basically just the other 2 divisions.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing that second place team.
Yeah.
So it's only 2.
But that's
when
too
you
big.
think
That's
about
two
that.
big games when you're like first place versus first place.
Oh yeah, that's why we get Buffalo against Kansas City.
Yeah,
and
it's
games like that.
But listen, I can say all that's unfair, and I do think it's unfair. I can say the draft's unfair. Just because you're the worst team, you get the top pick, or the salary cap's unfair. Oh, everybody gets to spend equal amount. But that also is what keeps the NFL product what it is. And I think college football needs to take some notes. You know, with the whole new NIL thing, you got to put some things in it to protect your product. And I think that's what the NFL does. I don't think giving the worst team in the NFL the number 1 pick is actually fair, but it does help to create parity and teams getting better that are bad. And I like it. I like some controls.
All right, next game, Tampa at the Rams. This should be a hell of a game here. Tampa's on a couple game slide though. Have they lost 2 in a row? Mm-hmm. They lost to the Bills, and who'd they lose to?
The Patriots.
Patriots. Yep. So they're on a 2-game slide. The Rams are as hot as any team in the league right now. Tampa's just so beat up. They've been getting by. You know, as beat up as they are, of course, Evans is out and Godwin's out, but man, they've got a lot of weapons. They got the Tez Johnson. Nobody even thinks about Tez Johnson. He's on their team. He's pretty good too. And then Egbuka's still killing it. So Tampa's still got the weapons, but they are beat up. And man, the Rams, like I said in the beginning of the show, are they the best team in the league?
They might be.
I think they are. I think they're the best team in the league. They're 8-2. Who else is 8-2? Who else has got the best? Who's got the best records right now? The Rams, the Eagles. The Eagles are 8-2. Yep. Is anybody
Colts.
in the Colts?
I think
those are the 3 best records.
I think Eagles best team in football. I know I went back and forth with different teams, but adding Phillips and adding Michael Carter, I think that was their area of weakness. What I touched on beginning of the season, they got that in free agency. I can't believe the Dolphins got rid of him. Maybe there was a way it freed up money or something. I don't know. Them were 2 big pickups for them, and that filled the needs, the holes that they had, which was a pass rusher and somebody to help the secondary out back there. So they just don't have many weaknesses. But yeah.
I say the Rams are the best team, and I'm kind of high.
I'm a Rams
high
guy.
on the Eagles, but I think the Rams right now are as good as it gets.
You know what makes me sick is I had about 15,000, and they were all long shots. I had about $13,000 to $15,000 worth of future bets on the Rams with some crazy odds last year, and I truly believe that they get past Philly in that snow game, which they had a chance at the very end, had stupid turnovers.
They should have won that game.
Dude, they would have won the Super Bowl. And
they
I
outplayed them in that
them
game.
futures would have been gold, dude. I mean, I think I got was like 60 to 1, 70 to 1. I had a handful of tickets on them. I just kept betting them every week. I was on the right team, dude. I really believe I was. Just need a little luck go my way.
I just think the Tampa Bay going into L.A., man, they're beat up. I mean, you looking for regret? We always talk regression, but I don't see the Rams regressing against Tampa, and Tampa's just limping into the game. I hope it's a good game because I like Tampa, I like Baker, but I think the Rams are just too much right now.
I think Rams could win that game pretty solidly. I might be wrong on that, but I think they might win that game pretty solidly.
You both taking the Rams?
Yep.
I'm taking the Rams too. Bad spot for Tampa Bay just in their schedule. They do have some easier games here, though, coming up, man. Actually, once the Bucs get past this, they got the Cardinals, the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Dolphins, the Panthers. That's the rest of their schedule.
Don't sleep on the Panthers.
I know, and those are division. The Panthers are good, and those are division games, so those will be tough. So I'm not saying that's an easy schedule, but look, it could be a lot harder than that. So, yeah, the Bucs probably don't want to lose this one. But I think if they look at their schedule and say, look, man, we got a bunch of wins ahead of us here. So I'm going to take the Rams. I just think the Rams are too good, and I think the Bucs are in a slide right now. They'll win a bunch of games against bad teams to end the season, but I don't think they go to the Rams and win that one. I'm going to have to look into that because Tampa's got a chance to make a run at the end of the year with a bunch of wins.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they're going to run the table, but
it's front loaded for sure.
Dude, they've got a bunch of wins sitting there in front of them. All right, game of the week, NFL game. Oh, touchdown. Speaking of the NFL, touchdown Dallas. I was going to bet Dallas, and I chickened out. I tell y'all not to bet them. I was seriously going to bet the Cowboys, and they are rolling.
You want to be a cowboy, babe? Raiders are bad.
The Raiders are bad. All right, game of the week. Indy at Kansas City. This game would have been a little bit more hyped if Kansas City could have won last week, but they let Denver get them. The Colts coming off of a bye. Now they go to Kansas City. To me, I know a couple weeks ago we were saying Kansas City's good, and I think this is about as good a year as you can find to go face Kansas City. So I think it's a good spot for Indy coming off of a bye. We got snacks here. I usually get the snacks, but Josh took control of the snacks this week. This is his team. All right, he's a Colts fan. He said he had something for us. So Josh.
So what we got here this week, guys, if you've ever been up to Indy to a Colts game or just visiting a town, the big steakhouse up there is St. Elmo's. So this is proof. This is the St. Elmo's cocktail sauce.
Have you been to the St. Elmo's?
No, I have not.
Never been there.
No.
Anthony, you ever been to St. Elmo's?
Never been to St. Elmo's.
Me neither.
So the thing is, when you go there, you're supposed to get the shrimp cocktail and get the St. Elmo's cocktail sauce when you're in Indy.
Okay. So did you get this? Did you go to Indy?
I went to two road trips, dude. Out of my freaking way.
Well, I knew you took the one. I didn't know you went to Indy.
Second
I knew you
one.
took the long trip.
Yeah, Missouri. Okay, last 2 years we've went out to Lake of the Ozarks, Arkansas, and there's a place on Route 66 in a little town called Uranus, Missouri. And in Uranus, Missouri, is a place called the Uranus Fudge Factory and Candy Shop. It's a neat little shop. Recommend Uranus.
They say the best fudge in Uranus, right?
Yes.
Missouri
Or
is
the
the
best fudge is in Uranus.
It's the Show Me Uranus
Show me
state.
Or
Uranus.
is it
That's what I was
The
going
Show
to
Me
say.
Uranus state. So this weekend, I didn't have anything to do. So I charged my phone and I took the 5.5-hour trip to Uranus, Missouri, and I picked up.
So we got Uranus fudge.
We have Uranus.
Do-
Damn it.
That's
Uranus fudge.
all
Right
right. So
here.
do they say this is the best fudge in Uranus or it's the best fudge from Uranus?
It's
Is
whatever.
the fudge
It's
from
whatever.
Uranus or is it in Uranus?
I don't know. I haven't tried it
It
yet.
says something. The sign at the place says best
fudge in Uranus. There it is.
Is it in? It's in Uranus.
It's
so
the best
fudge
candy
is in Uranus. I don't
Yeah.
want fudge in my anus,
No,
but
that
I
kinda
will try the
looks like
fudge
some
from your. No, that didn't sound right either. Fudge from Uranus. All right.
Okay.
So back to the game.
So
But
we're
that's
at
where
fudge. So we're at fudge. Basically, is against the cocktail sauce, right?
Yes.
Did the shrimp you get them?
No, I did not travel to Maine to get fresh seafood.
But did you get them in Indy?
No.
So the shrimp are from Louisville.
Yes,
We
shrimp
got
is from
Louisville shrimp.
Louisville
Those
shrimp.
are the good
Shrimps.
But it's basically a battle between the fudge and the cocktail sauce.
And-
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I like cocktail sauce. I like fudge.
So
kinda.
back. Y'all want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, we
mean-
know who you're taking. Who you taking the Chiefs?
I'm taking the Colts. I was really hoping the Chiefs would win, and then they wouldn't be as desperate against the Colts coming in. I mean, the Chiefs are in must-win zone right now.
They are.
They have
5
got
and
to win.
5. How many think they can lose and still get in? They've got 5 losses. How many more can they lose and still get in the playoffs?
2, 3?
I'd say 2.
And
I'd
why
say
is this
2.
game
That
at
gives
1
them
o'clock? Why
7.
wouldn't this be the 4 o'clock game on Fox?
Yeah, I don't like that.
You know, at a 1 o'clock game,
Did we? Was one of the other games we did 4 o'clock?
no. The Bears.
So there's no good games at 4 o'clock. That sucks.
So, but I'm taking Indy here. Chiefs, I thought they were getting better 2 weeks ago, and I don't think they are.
We fumbled on that.
They kind of plateaued on us again. I don't know if they're getting
I
old.
think they're pretty good.
I
lost a good team.
Oh, I think they're real good. Hopefully, Indy rested up, coming off a bye. I really like Indy.
I still like the Chiefs. Chiefs got a tough schedule. In saying that, you know,
I'm trying my food.
It's
Go ahead,
all
my bad.
for
Trying
me.
this food.
For me, it's all Big Red. Brought the Big Red here, so
Okay.
no doubt it's Big Red. It's the Colt Big Red
Oh!
Secretary, baby.
Oh,
the Colt
switch on.
the
the Colt Big
switcheroo.
Red, baby.
The
Big Red.
switcheroo.
You're
Big
such a
Red.
fan of the Chiefaholic. I thought she was going to
Yeah.
bring the Wolfman.
No, it's the Colts.
I know
baby.
you got a Wolfman mask, don't you?
Yes, I do like that guy.
I figured you was going to bring the Wolfman
Oh,
mask,
man.
and well, I'm trying. You know how I do.
Dude, it's
This
spicy.
game's close enough where I'm just going to let the food make my decision.
Dude, that was a healthy dose of that stuff.
I love cocktail sauce.
Is it hot?
I need. Oh
I
shit!
told you.
Oh shit!
He's gonna be in Uranus.
Nah,
He's gonna be coming out of Uranus.
Actually, it's good. But like the first hit, once the
Ooh.
first hit gets through you, then it's good. It calmed down real quick.
It does.
Well, it's
It
gonna,
calmed down real quick. I thought that was going to linger. It did not linger.
the fire's
It's
gonna
gone.
be
Right. That's weird.
the fire's gonna be
But
coming out of
boy,
Uranus.
No, that just fire was about to come out my nose,
Right.
dude. It just
You-
cleared my sinuses.
You
I
were letting it marinate. You were over there just.
I love cocktail sauce, and I love shrimp cocktail.
Oh,
So
man.
let me get some more of that. But
Mm-hmm.
dude, that did clear my sinuses. I'm not even gonna lie. Anthony, get you some
Yep.
of that.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
pretty
have-
good cocktail sauce, but
I'll
that'll
have
hit you, dude.
I'll have
If
a
you
lot.
ain't ready for that shit, it'll
Dude,
hit you.
We go to my aunt's, my wife's aunt's every year for Thanksgiving, and she always has like the biggest, best shrimp. She must get them things like imported.
Dude.
Bro, that shit'll hit you like a motherfucker, son. Did it hit you?
Yeah, yeah.
Watch how quick it goes away, though. That
That's
shit
real-
is
I
wild.
like that. I
That
like
is
it if it
weird.
goes away fast. I don't like the ones that
It's
linger.
just gone?
Yeah, I don't like the lingers.
How crazy is that?
I like that. I
Dude,
like
that
style.
shit hits hard.
I like something that hits hard, but I just don't like it when it keeps hitting
it
hard.
didn't linger. It's spicy like that,
That's why,
and then it's gone.
that's why it's world famous.
Dude, that's
why
pretty good. I don't like it. Hits kind of hard, maybe a little too hard for me, but I'll still eat it. But I've never
Dude,
ate something like that.
No,
before.
it's like, why does it get so hot so quick and then just goes away?
it just disappears.
That is weird.
I've never had something that's hot
now
that
on.
just disappears.
Now, how is
I will
Uranus?
say I like cocktail sauce better than fudge. So I'm gonna say right
It's
now.
from Uranus.
You think it's gonna be coming out?
I
of
already
our-
don't like fudge. Now I'm eating it from Uranus. I'm not a huge fan of fudge, but
Uranus is slept on.
I was not a huge fan of pecan pie either.
Just changing Charlie's palate 1 week at a time here.
The fudge is pretty good. See, I can only eat like one piece though. I probably couldn't eat.
Oh,
that
I
whole
love
piece.
fudge.
You could just keep eating it.
I
We
go to
just chomp-
Gatlinburg. and
Those
just,
last 5 minutes, we just chomping y'all's ear. Just
I spend probably. I go to Gatlinburg. I can spend $75 on the strip just in fudge.
All right, this is easy. The cocktail sauce was fucking awesome. Give me the Colts.
Let's
baby.
go.
Let's go.
Colts United.
Colts,
Let's go.
Go into Kansas City. The Chiefs are falling apart, dude. Fire Andy Reid. Get rid of Mahomes. This shit's just falling apart. The Colts are too good. Give me the Colts all day and give me some more of that cocktail sauce.
For the shoe, baby. For the shoe.
Guys, as always, we love y'all. Appreciate y'all listening. Thank you for supporting. Share us with a friend. Check out the social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook. We need an Instagram. Josh, you need to get on that Instagram. Right. Continue to listen to Blitz the Bookie. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Guys, y'all got anything else?
That'll be it.
I got one thing. Hey, guys, on the social media stuff, hey, do us a favor, man. Comment on it. Comment on the YouTube stuff. That way we get feedback from you guys. We'll interact with you guys. Share this with your friends. I just like the comments that we're getting in our YouTube videos, on Facebook, on TikTok. Check out our lives.
All right, guys. Blitz the Bookie.
See y'all.
See ya. Go Colts, baby.
You ever seen that Wolfman story, Josh?
Oh, yeah.
That shit's great.
Dude, this is so weird.
It is weird. This is the weirdest shit I've ever ate.
That's probably why it's so famous.
Dude, that shit hits me hard. Like, that shit travels up. That shit travels straight up into my eyeballs.
Charlie got the mic, he's dropping facts all day. Anthony's like, nah, I got the better parlay. Argue about the spread, it's a fierce debate. But when it comes to Wildcats, they align their fate. Blitz the Bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Hustle deals on the line. Charlie Scassy's gonna make you shine. Anthony's heart where the numbers combine. Put your cash down, ride the incline. Blitz the Bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. From the tip off to the final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find. The Bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find. Bond you'll find. Blitz the Bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drum.